Hello, welcome back to a brand new episode of Bloody Chronicles. Michael here. Today we continue on where we left off. Last time we left off, we had a serious talk with Aki, and now we somehow made it to work. Well, I tried to make it to work, but, Suzumi always wants to complain about something, so here we go. Maybe what a surprise. I made it on time.
Hey, before you say anything, I just want to say it's all his fault.
Nah, I blame the bike. That's really mature, Akito.
Let me guess. You had to wake up Sleeping Beauty here, and now you're late.
No.
Typical.
That's not what happened at all. You should check back the last episode.
What? It wasn't that.
I agree. It wasn't exactly what happened. Sure.
Hey, you almost killed me.
You deserved it. Oh, please. The only thing that would have killed you was the dust, and you're not asthmatic. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait, what happened? I want to know.
I almost killed your brother, Aki.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to tell us.
What? Do we have to?
Enough! We're here to talk about the Phantom, not about Akito and Kazuki's bromance.
Listen, I have romance, not bromance. But bromance? Hey, don't make stuff up.
Whoa, we're not.
Just shut up, will you? Kazuki, take your seat. And Akito, hurry the hell up with your presentation.
I'm already sitting, by the way.
Uh-oh. Suzumi's really mad.
No, that's just women problem. They're always mad.
Suzumi's right. We need to be very careful about how we go about solving this.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. After a few minutes of us collecting our coffees.
Today, we'll look at the actions of the elusive criminal known as the Phantom. He's been accused of committing 5 murders in 4 months.
Wow.
The victims are unrelated to one another with no apparent ties, so it will be difficult to find his next target. Currently, there are no witnesses, no motives, and no leads.
Sounds suspicious. Akito pauses, waiting for our input.
That doesn't look good.
It seems very inaccurate.
Are you sure we're only looking for one killer?
That's the point. We can't.
Why?
Normally, there are cases where there's more than one culprit. I personally believe that the Phantom has only killed 3 people.
Right.
What? That's insane.
It's interesting to say the least.
You've piqued my interest. Now I'm curious.
See, this is an awesome case.
Is it?
Don't forget this is only your conjecture. You don't have anything to back up your claim.
Well, yeah, not exactly.
Figures.
You know that the police in our organization have limited resources regarding this case. I have a feeling that there's gotta be something we're missing. So maybe we should start from a different angle.
An obtuse angle? So what you're saying is that this is all a hunch.
To be honest, this is a bit confusing.
I like the term hunch.
I agree, but it's still intriguing. Oh, I feel dizzy already.
My head hurts already.
I hope everyone will get what I'm talking about after I'm finished.
No, we won't. On the first slide are photographs of the 5 people presumed to be victims of the Phantom.
Alright, the first victim was Gardner Jesse James Jr., 27 years old. He lived on the outskirts of Forstall.
Wow, he has a triple J name, or she has a triple J name. I don't know who that person is.
His body was found by his fiancée, Elizabeth. He was tied to his bed and had his chest completely eviscerated. An autopsy indicated his heart was pulled out while he was still alive.
So someone with Mortal Kombat on this guy. See? It's dramatic.
Are you okay, Aki? Yeah, I was just imagining it. Please don't show us pictures of the crime scene.
I want to see more.
Well, I was planning to skip them, but since you mentioned it...
What do you mean?
No!
Yes. But this might be necessary after all. I mean, everyone here needs to see what's actually going on.
If you really want to see that, you should look at them after the presentation. Alone.
What do you assume I do in my alone time to sue me? Fucking A.
Anyway, the whole room was soaked in blood, but it was hard to determine whether it happened before or after the murder. His fiancée said that nothing valuable was stolen, and the only thing that remained was a bloody inscription on the floor, as well as a small bloody footprint.
Okay. Akito turns to the next slide. Message for something 44. Message for, I don't know, written in blood.
That's interesting.
I only understand at least 75% of it. It looks like some sort of puzzle.
You mean that hidden message?
Yes. Yeah, look at those numbers. I see that Karu is writing something in her notebook. What could it be? Well, I know it says message for traitor? I don't know. That last part is a little suspicious.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what it actually says. There are no signs of burglary, and it's impossible to say whether or not the deceased knew the perpetrator.
Okay.
What about the murder weapon? You said it looked like the victim's chest was opened? Also, the fiancé sounds suspicious.
Yeah, she does sound
Has anything to do
suspicious.
with it? There's no signs of burglary. And she said nothing was stolen, but we can't confirm or deny this fact.
Yeah, I guess you're right. After all, we usually suspect those close to the victim to be the culprit.
That's true.
You know what they say. Over half of all murders are carried out by those closest to the victims.
It's like they say, keep your enemies closer. That's why I like working alone. No one to backstab me, yet.
You shouldn't say things like that, Kazuki.
It's fucking true, by the way. Relax, it was only a joke.
Well, it looked like the victim's chest was torn. The autopsy revealed that it was actually ripped open by bare hands.
Someone seriously went Mortal Kombat on this person.
What? Are you serious?
Ja!
Crazy as it sounds, yeah. The police ruled out the victim's fiancée since she couldn't have done anything like that unassisted.
Well, you never know that. Women have some weird powers that we don't know about.
The crime would have had to have been conducted by a heavily built person. Anyway, there's the facts. Any opinions on this? It'll get more convoluted from here on.
Everything is more confusing and convoluted.
Is it going to get even more cruel?
Probably.
Somewhat. It'll be a bit more confusing as well.
Please continue.
Do we have a choice?
Alright, on to the next victim. Someone discovered a lawyer named Peter Zarnecki in a parking lot. His body was in his own car. Unfortunately, because the parking lot does not have surveillance, we could not precisely determine when he died.
Oh, okay.
However, the police reported that the day before the murder, he called his wife saying that he would be home late. The last time he was seen was at the law office where he worked. He left around 11 p.m. that day.
Supposedly.
Police tried to retrace his steps using traffic cams, but to no avail.
Typical.
According to the police record, 3 fingers had been cut off from his right hand, and the cause of death was due to asphyxiation with a plastic bag packed with, and you'll never guess this, helium.
I'm guessing they have a Joker side personality. Huh? That's new.
Seriously? That's what caught your attention, Kazuki?
Listen, you tell me it's someone who's been suffocated by helium, you come back talk to me later. Yeah, I mean, it would be hard to pull that off. I mean, wouldn't it?
Being suffocated by a plastic bag seems like something the mafia does when someone doesn't pay their bills.
That's just more of what crazy people do to get back at their loved ones.
Yeah, the police thought so too, which makes this kind of strange.
Why?
So, how does this relate to the Phantom?
Well,
This all seems so confusing.
he just said it was going to be confusing.
Well, like I said before, this is very strange, and we, don't have any further information on this murder.
Typical.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm positive. However, there is something else I would like to show you all. I just wanted to show you guys these cases before I explain why I think the Phantom was involved in this murder.
Why?
What do you mean?
You'll see.
Okay.
So there's something that connects these murders together.
Perhaps. I have to say, after the last murder, I kind of have doubts.
Right.
Is that why you want this case so badly? Because you're uncertain of the truth?
I think he just wanted more work.
Exactly.
Bullshit. Doesn't surprise me.
Hey!
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're doing a bad job yet. But you really need to work on your presentation. We didn't really get any relevant information from the looks of it.
Says the guy who crashes into work on a bike and can't get here on time.
Oh, you can bite my... Oh. Hey, I was here when I needed to be, alright? Cut it out already, man.
Like 2 peas in a pod.
Eat it, Karu.
Hey, what's that about a bike? I want to know.
Oh, goddamn, we gotta talk about it.
Don't worry, sis. I'll tell you all about it on the way home.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna crash a bike into you before you tell that story. I'm really scared now. Ooh.
Did you wet yourself? Were you that scared, Kazuki?
I didn't wet myself. He did, though. Not at all. I'm only terrified of how Akito's going to twist the story. He's terrible at setting the facts straight.
Hey, I'm an amazing storyteller.
I doubt it. Then why don't you quit and just become an author? You make a killing.
Can we get back on track? I'm sick of you guys hashing it out.
It was Kazuki's. Never mind.
Suzumi's right, you guys. We should be focusing on the case. Bickering with each other.
Shut up, Carl. Jesus Christ. Women nowadays, people.
His wife said he did receive threats, but nothing out of the ordinary. She also said he didn't talk about work much, so she couldn't think of anyone who would want to murder him.
Oh, I know plenty.
Something isn't right.
Your brother telling the story?
I agree. That sounds strange.
Why? There's nothing here that seems like it could be linked to the Phantom. I don't see a puzzle here, Akito.
Kazuki may be right. This could be a separate homicide.
But then again, you said that the Peter fingers were cut off. Why would the killer do that if Peter died of suffocating with helium in a plastic bag? Silence filled the room as we all contempt over the possible reason for the killer's action.
Perhaps. The killer was attempting to extort information from him.
Or maybe the killer wanted him to suffer.
Gosh, you've been reading too many murder mystery novels, Kazuki.
Well, at least I read a book. Well, it's a possibility.
Kazuki's right. It is a possible scenario.
Damn right.
Unfortunately.
What? Really? Like, can you just agree with me there?
Okay. But what would a killer want from a lawyer?
Justice?
That's what we have to figure out.
I'm not sure, however. Attorneys in general carry well-guarded secrets, and So there's definitely a plausible motive there.
Perhaps he was defending a client in court.
Possibly.
That could be possible.
Or maybe someone was seeking incriminating information, which only the victim had access to?
Maybe. Well, not sure, but we'll figure it out.
Did the police verify all the cases Peter was working on?
Probably not.
They're working on it, but it'll take some time for them to go through it all.
Shocking.
I see.
I know, I agree.
Anyway, so far, nothing else has been found.
Except, honestly, I was expecting something different.
Like what?
I don't know. Something with a little more oomph. You know, like a challenge.
Getting a little confident, are we?
Dude, I am capital cocky. Well, not really, but we can submerge that Peter was murdered by someone who thought he knew too much. I suspect the police will find out who did it sooner or later.
I'm surprised. If this is a separate case, then why did the police think this was the Phantom's doing?
Because they're not doing anything at all.
There's still a possibility of it being related to the Phantom. Keep in mind that Akito has some new details to share with us later.
Later?
Huh? Oh, right. There's a link that combines these murders together.
We turn our attention back to Akito, smiling mischievously as he continues with the slideshow.
The next victim is Ernest Montgomery, a 35-year-old linguistics teacher from Sherrington. He was found in his own apartment.
Okay. I gotta take my pill.
The school staff recalled that he didn't show up for work for 2 days and that they couldn't reach him. One of his colleagues, Thomas, visited his house and found Ernest in his private reading room.
Why?
According to Thomas's testimony, Ernest's body was slumped in a chair with his eyes gouged out. A book titled The Blind Owl by Sade Hideya was on his lap.
Okay, that makes kind of sense.
Oh my god. This is getting too spooky for me.
Hey, at least the title appropriate.
Kazuki?
I'm just saying. What? I'm just saying.
Suzumi, I don't think Kazuki was making fun of the deceased.
Thank
The
you.
title of the book is a bit appropriate, although it seems disturbingly intentional.
You know, every time she yells at me, I feel like it's my ex-girlfriend yelling at me. I don't like it.
I suppose you're right. I should be used to these things by now. I guess, despite working here for years, it still hasn't desensitized me to this kind of thing. I'm sorry for yelling at you, Kazuki.
You see, that's what happens when women knew exactly when they're wrong. The apology feels so good. Don't worry about it. I wasn't bothered by your earlier outburst at all, kind of. I mean, she's not gonna... Okay. Bite me.
Anyway, back on topic.
Okay.
There was a bookmark that pointed to this text. I felt. It was a pleasure which transcended human experience. A pleasure which only I was capable of feeling, and which the gods themselves, if they existed, could not have experienced to such a degree. At that moment, I was conscious of my superiority.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm pretty sure that the perpetrator left the passage that way because he wanted us to read it.
Okay.
How so?
Why not?
I spoke with Thomas and asked if there was something special about the text. He said it didn't ring a bell, but he also said that Ernest didn't like owls.
Why?
And what does that have to do with anything?
That's a good question.
Well, the bookmark was in the shape of an owl.
But he hates owls, but he has a bookmark the shape of an owl. That makes zero sense.
Oh, so it must have been the perpetrator's doing.
No.
This is most likely the case, what with the book being on the victim's lap.
Oh, I mean, at least it landed perfectly somewhere.
Correct.
Maybe he's trying to tell us something, like a twisted hint.
Yeah, look at the last line. I was conscious of my superiority.
Maybe he had a god complex or some sort. The room becomes silent once more because apparently what I say is so bad.
Moving on. No one could determine what the text was referring to. The police failed to find any evidence that a burglary occurred, so we can't tell if Ernest knew the person or not. Thomas said that Ernest didn't have any enemies and his students loved him.
So they say. Kids are also assholes, by the way.
He must have been a really nice teacher.
Oh, don't buy it.
So, Akito, is that everything?
Are we done yet? I want to go home.
There's one more thing. After I spoke with Thomas, I found some information about the author of that book. Apparently, the author also committed suicide by asphyxiation.
Oh, okay.
Why did you have to tell us that? It's so creepy. Now I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Me neither. Welcome to my world. Oh, you don't know? It's because Akito is...
One more insult from you, Kazuki, and I swear.
What? I just wanted to say that Akito is a big fan of weird history.
And I'm the Queen of England.
Are you? About Ernest's death, something about the method seems peculiar?
You mean his suffocation?
No breathing, don't give a fuck till my heart starts. It's that Papa Roach song, you know? Yeah, the author of that Blind Owl book committed suicide by asphyxia. Where the fuck that word is. And that other lawyer was strangled to death. I wonder if that's more than a coincidence?
That's really messed up. I wonder if that's the reason the police attributed this death to the Phantom.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, but...
But
What?
Suzumi's butt. Sorry.
Well, both cases were strange in my opinion, so
Did not read any more information onto it.
Yeah. And?
You blew it.
Well, how should I say it?
You blew it. It was your idea, wasn't it? You told them about it.
Yeah, you can say that.
Fuck me.
How did you know?
Because he's an asshole. I mean, he did figure out those weird facts earlier. I mean, I'm guessing Akito shared the information with the police after he found out, kind of.
Exactly.
This is too puzzling.
Yeah. But you have to admit it's pretty interesting.
Define interesting.
I hate to admit it, but maybe Akito's right here.
No, we don't. No, he's not. Wait, what? Did you just say Akito's right? I don't believe that at all. That's even worse than you apologizing to me.
But we can't jump to conclusions too quickly, though.
Well, yeah.
Hey, I'm right here. Sheesh. Can't you guys wait until I step out of the room before you talk about me like that?
Nope.
Like I said, we need to keep an open mind to anything here.
Dumbass. An open mind to anything, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if that sagged fellow had gouged his own eye out, or whatever his name was.
I know, right? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Were you?
I think that's highly implausible, guys.
You don't know that, Karu. Shut up.
That would be incredible, though.
I agree.
I'm going to assume it's going to get even more weird from this point on.
Like this entire spiel of a game?
You'll see.
Okay, on the next episode, what am I just watching? What is this? Thank God it's blurred out, but what is this? Anyway, thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, check out the playlist. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to have to bleach my eyes. This is Michael, signing out. Good Lord.